Bungie gave us some more info related to progression and economy changes coming in Beyond Light in their recent This Week at Bungie update. And we got some info related to progression, powerful rewards, tokens, economy, materials, bounties, Spider, and everyone's favourite, the Eververse store. So the following is a look at progression and economy changes coming in Beyond Light. And don't forget, if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button down below for all the latest Destiny 2 content and turn on notifications by hitting that bell. Well, let's check out the update from Bungie first of all. And first up, we've got progression changes. So the start of any new Destiny expansion begins with a power climb as we experience the campaign and play through the story missions. After finishing that up and completing some additional quests and activities, usually around what we call the soft cap, and we'll need to start earning powerful rewards to continue to increase power so you can tackle some of the more aspirational activities in the endgame. After you reach the hard cap, then there is an additional 10 power that you can earn through pinnacle rewards if you choose to hit the pinnacle cap. Here are the new power caps that you're aiming for when next season begins on November the 10th. So the soft cap is 1200, the hard cap is going to be 1250, and the pinnacle cap is going to be 1260. So when you first log in next season, all of your weapons and armour, they're going to be moved up to 1050 power or higher, and if you get anything over 1050, that's going to be unchanged, and anything under will be brought up to 1050, and all new players are going to start at 1050 as well. Next up, we got the powerful reward changes, and Bungie have heard a lot of feedback from players for more opportunities to earn powerful rewards from the activities that you enjoy most. And there is a change coming that allow you to have a chance to earn powerful rewards from strikes, gambit, crucible, and from seasonal drops all the way up until the hard cap. It's going to be much quicker to continue to complete all the powerful reward sources each week, but if you just want to play strikes or crucible all day, you can continue to do that to earn powerful rewards. And Bungie hopes this is going to help you continue increasing that power during the period when you're still close to the soft cap, and you may find completing some of the powerful sources like the Ordeal very difficult. Next up, we've got the token and collections. So Destiny is at its best when you're shooting aliens, getting loot and becoming more powerful. That gameplay loop though breaks down when the best way to increase your power can be standing at the tower, handing in tokens to Lord Shaxx and other vendors. Starting next season, gear received from collections and turning in tokens will have a lower power than in previous seasons, and gear earned through token purchases will be 20 power below your power level, and collection buybacks are going to be capped at 1050. Next up, we've got economy changes, so some currencies and items are going to have changes coming due to the end of the season or in the near future, and here is what to expect when you log in next season. First of all, we've got materials. So with several destinations going into the Destiny content vault, many of you have been wondering what is going to happen to the currencies found in the areas currently underneath the pyramids. The simple answer is that there's no changes to these currencies in Season of the Hunt, and you'll be able to continue to spend them at vendors normally. Though starting in Season 13, Phase Glass Needles, Alkane Dust, Simulation Seeds, Seraphite are no longer going to be accepted by vendors. For those of you who've got still unspent stockpiles at the end of Season of the Hunt, Spider will be kind enough to offer a small glimmer exchange to take them off your hands. But you're going to realise the best value of spending them is before that point, so make sure you turn in your stockpiles before the end of next season. There are going to be other items that are going to be removed from your inventory at the end of Season of Arrivals. Some like faction tokens and other things that haven't had a purpose in quite a while, like expired ramen coupons. They never really had a purpose, but they held some sentimental value. And Bungie knows that it might be hard to part with some of those, but it's time to let them go. So Bungie do have a help article for the full list of items that will be no longer in your inventory at the start of Season of the Hunt. You can check that out on bungie.net. Next up, we've got news of bounties, and back in late April, Bungie shared some plans about how to tackle the problem with bounty fatigue. They've made some shifts to seasonal bounties and reduced their importance on earning seasonal currency and seasonal progress. They say they're happy with the changes, but they still want to continue to improve the bounty system overall. One of the plans that they previewed was eventually to replace weekly bounties with a new mechanism to provide players with a set of non-expiring and account scope objectives each week that will grant lots of season rank progress. And Bungie say they're still working on that system, and they're going to share more of it for its targeted release in Season 13. Next up, we've got the Season Pass, and the Season Pass you've come to know since Shadowkeep is largely staying the same, and there's going to be new weapons and armour to earn on both the free track and on the owned path too. One big change Bungie are going to make is adding Bright Dust to the Season Pass. As mentioned before, Bungie wanted to change the way you earn Bright Dust and move more towards account-specific paths to give only one character significantly more Bright Dust than they've been earning over the last year. And here is the high-level look at the changes coming next season. So the Season Pass free path will now offer 7,500 Bright Dust, the Season Pass own path will now offer 3,000 Bright Dust, and weekly bounties will now reward 100 Bright Dust. So with these changes, the vast majority of players will be earning more Bright Dust than ever before. One of the goals here is not to have a system that pushes you to try and grind out weekly bounties on all 3 characters every single week. Whether you are a 3 character player or only play a hunter, Bright Dust will be more available when earning ranks on the Season Pass. And they're going to be making a change to the timing of the Season Pass rank changes, which will be available starting in week 5 instead of week 9. They've got more plans for improving how to earn Bright Dust coming in Season 13, and will continue to monitor the feedback. So next up, we got some changes from Spider. Spider hasn't really changed very much and he's largely been the same for some time, but the impending journey to Europa has finally given him a reason to tune up the materials exchange and make 2 key changes. So first of all, Spider is no longer going to be selling legendary shards, and that exchange has been removed mainly because it wasn't seeing enough use, particularly when compared with the other exchange offers. After reviewing player balances and the frequency the exchange was accessed, it was an easy decision to free up the space for something more interesting. So in place of the legendary shard exchange, Spider is now going to be selling Enhancement Prisms. So these highly valued items come at a cost, 400 legendary shards per prism, and he's stingy with them so you can only purchase 3 per week. But we wanted to give those of you with higher balances a way to transmute your legendary shards into something a little bit more valuable than planetary materials and upgrade modules. Wow, 400 is really super expensive. Second, they've taken a look at how the enhancement core exchange works and made some changes. The ascending cost mechanism has been removed, and in its place, Spider will now sell you 5 enhancement cores per day for a fixed price of 30 legendary shards each. While this does limit the number of cores you can acquire from each day, we feel a consistent price is a clearer experience with less chance to accidentally spend large quantities of legendary shards. More importantly though, they feel it's cheaper. In the old purchase model, you'll pay 310 shards for 5 enhancement cores, so 10, 20, 40, 80, then 160. In the new model, you're only going to pay 30 shards each, which equates out to 150 shards for 5 enhancement cores. So while it does limit your acquisition rate, it will actually save you 160 shards every 5 cores. Next up, we got Sparrows, and Bungie say, we've seen a few people wondering if you're going to be able to equip the Ghost mod Speed Demon with other mods like Guiding Light in the new system, and we've got some good news for you, you won't need to. Starting in Beyond Light, all Sparrows, both legendary and exotic, will innately summon instantly, even without the Transmat Preloader perk. As a result, there's no need for a Ghost mod to impact this functionality, so Speed Demon was not carried forward into the new system. If you are already driving around a Sparrow with Transmat Preloader, you can keep using it and it will work just fine, or you can pull it from your collections again and you get 2 new perks. Newly created Sparrows will no longer roll on Transmat Preloader, so if you have a chance to get yourself an extra perk and retain that instant summon speed. Next up, we've got the Eververse, and starting in Season of the Hunt, Bright Engrams will now contain all Eververse content from Season 1 to 3 prior to the current season, excluding the content from the special events like Festival of the Lost, The Dawning, etc. So here are some practical examples. So in Season 12, Bright Engrams contain all the content from Seasons 1 through to 9. In Season 13, Bright Engrams contain all the content Seasons 1 through to 10. As always, as you open more Bright Engrams, your chances for earning things you don't own increases. There'll be instances for duplicate drops, but the engrams will be weighted to grant you things that you might be hunting. So that is the big update from Bungie, and now here's my thoughts on the changes. So getting powerful rewards is going to be the fastest way to level up, but now it looks like Bungie are going to be providing more ways to get powerful rewards if you only want to do one type of activity. For example, if you want to just sit in the Crucible all day, and you can just do that. However, we don't know the frequency of the powerful drop rate from a single activity, so it's likely to be more efficient to level through multiple activities as always. Changes to levelling from vendor token rewards is an interesting one. Now these drops are going to be capped at 20 below your current power level, which is essentially going to disable one of the standard methods of levelling. This got pretty out of control during Season of Arrivals, where the abundance of unbought engrams, plus AFK farming, plus vendors allowed everyone to max level within a few days of the season being out. It's disappointing to hear that bounties aren't going to be changing as soon as we wanted. Bungie say they're working on it with an update plan for Season 13, and this is why we haven't heard anything about it before, and it's an issue because bounties were cited as one of the main pain points from the community a few months ago. Hopefully though, the extra time means more robust and a better overall system coming in the season after next. Weekly bounties now only reward 100 bite dust, and that doesn't feel like a good move at all. This seems like a penalty to more dedicated players who grind out weekly bounties. Bungie did mention that they wanted to change things previously, but this detail wasn't highlighted before, so a lot of players out there are quite disappointed. Spider's changes definitely make sense, although I did use the Legendary Shard service once in a while, so it will be sad to see that go. And it's good that we're getting another source for prisms, but boy, you know, they're really going to be expensive and you only get 3 per week. Finally, and probably the best change in the whole TWAB for me, was the instant summoning sparrows. Now if you've got a sparrow that doesn't summon instantly, I normally get rid of that straight away, unless it's the little toy one, which looks absolutely hilarious. This is a great move all round and makes sense, as once you use an instant summoning sparrow, there's no real point in going back. Well, let me know what you think about the changes down there in the comments. Really interested to hear your thoughts, especially on the bright dust and the progression changes too. And just before we go today, I wanted to let you know about some merch I've launched. There's a bunch of t-shirts, hoodies, socks, stickers and masks available, and there's a custom pixel art design logo for This Week in Video Games, plus a glitched out version too. All are available in a range of colours and sizes, and if you enjoy This Week in Video Games content and want to support the channel, then do consider buying some of the merch. Links to the store are down below, but now let's get back to the video. Well, that is it for this look at progression and economy changes coming in Beyond Light, and thank you so much for watching. For more Destiny 2 content like this, hit that subscribe button down below and subscribe to This Week in Video Games. If you want to join the community, check out the Discord link in the description, or you can follow me on Twitter at TWIVG Podcast. If you enjoyed this video or found it useful, liking and sharing the video would really help me out. Otherwise, check out these other videos on the channel. Thanks again, I'll see you in the next video.